In this video, I'm going to talk about what is, in my opinion, the best first investment property to purchase. And if you're new to real estate investing and you are tuning in for the first time, make sure you stay tuned to the end, because at the end of this video, there'll be a link to another video about real estate investing that explains how to analyze and pick out a great investment property. That'll be at the end of this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure you do so and smash that like button. So the type of property that is, in my opinion, the very best first property to invest in is my favorite for two reasons. Now, number one, it gives you an opportunity oftentimes to get into a property with little to no money down. And number two, because of the low barrier to entry, it is a very low cost way to get your feet wet and get into a property that can help you produce long-term wealth. And the method I'm going to be talking about in this video is using an FHA purchase to get into a multifamily property. Now, what most people don't realize when they're shopping for a home for the first time is, as a first-time home buyer, in most every state, there is a first-time home buyer program where you can get down payment assistance that oftentimes covers your entire down payment in the form of a second loan. Now, the reason I love these programs is because if you are in a position where you have very low income, this type of program eliminates all excuses, so there is no reason you can't get into the game and start making money as a real estate investor. The second reason I love this type of property, specifically a multifamily like a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, is because, in my opinion, it's one of the best kept secrets that a lot of people don't realize existed, where you can get into a multi-unit property with 3.5% down as an FHA purchase. And if you happen to be broke enough to qualify for a down payment assistance program, you can literally minimize the amount of money you have to come up with to purchase to where it's basically closing costs. And let me explain what this looks like normally and why this is such a good deal. Now, let's say you are buying a multifamily property as a typical investor and not using an FHA type program. To buy a fourplex, for example, you would have to put down a minimum of 20%. This means that if you are buying a $1 million property, you would need 200 grand down. But with the FHA, because you only need 3.5% down, that means that to be able to buy a $1 million property, you can only put down $35,000, potentially even less, with a down payment assistance program and get into a multifamily unit. Now, one additional caveat to this is that the FHA program does require that one of the units be owner occupied, but this is a great way to get in the game and house hack, because I'll put it like this. What if you were able to buy a fourplex and live in one of the units for free while the other 3 units paid your mortgage? What kind of lifestyle would you be able to have if you didn't have rent or a mortgage payment? Now, obviously, it doesn't always work out like this, especially when interest rates go up suddenly and drastically like they just did in 2022. But the good news is that when interest rates do come down, and they will change soon enough, and eventually it will be a great time to get a great deal on a property again. But the most important consideration when utilizing this strategy is making sure you buy the right property, and knowing how to buy the right property involves being able to look at the numbers and metrics and sniff out whether or not it is a good deal. So if you want to know how to invest in real estate and determine whether or not a property is a good deal, make sure you watch this next video that answers the questions and breaks down some of the metrics and comparisons I like to look at, like cap rate and ROI. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date on the latest in housing market trends and how to invest in real estate. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have more questions? And one last tip regarding the process of down payment assistance programs. They vary by state. So if you Google your state / down payment assistance FHA lenders, you will be able to find some resources that help. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next episode.